everybody, it is Lisa from the Stop, Drop, and Knit podcast here on Long Island, New York. I have a little bit different content for you today for my finished objects section. I figured since we are at the very end of 2020 that I would do a little roundup of everything that came off my needles this year. I feel like it wasn't nearly as much as last year. I know that a lot of people, when the lockdown happened, a lot of people that I know seemed to just dive headfirst into their knitting, and I actually stepped away from my knitting for a bit. It was kind of weird. When the lockdown happened, I had just returned days before from my third trip traveling to present lecture recitals for my flute at different flute festivals throughout the country. And while I got in everything that I had currently had scheduled, I had planned to participate in a lot more festivals and travel quite a bit more, and I got very worried about losing my professional momentum. So I actually dove headfirst into flute hardcore for a good 6 months. Now I did knit during that time, but I was really surprised that I was not just churning out sweater after sweater after sweater like I had in 2019. I think in 2019 I finished 16 sweaters altogether, and this year I had 7, which is still good. 4 for me and 3 for Owen. But yeah, I mean, compared to the amount that I produced in 2019, 2020 in comparison was quite less productive. So for this, for my finished object segment, I am going to just be doing a roundup of all the finished objects that I have done this year, because I have a lot of smaller projects as well, and I think it's still quite a bit actually, just not as many sweaters, which is totally fine. Okay, so without further ado, here we go. First up is my Arbor Vitae sweater by Locatelli. This sweater is one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorite knits. You guys have not seen this yet on the Stop, Drop, and Knit podcast, but this was my very first thing off the needles in 2020. It was almost finished in 2019. I think at the end of 2019 I still had the tassels to attach and the ends to weave it. But look at this beauty. So this sweater graced the cover of a Pom Pom magazine. I forget which issue, but I will dig it up and show it to you. Get some good light on this so that you guys can see the cable details here. There we go. There's some good light right there. What really popped out at me when I saw this sweater on Pom Pom's cover was the tassels and these little cables here. So I feel like you can't see them now, but if I go this way, there we go, then the sun just shines right on them and all of those wonderful details just pop for you. So let's talk about this fabulous yarn. This is Rustic Fingering by Neighborhood Fiber Co. I think that they have recently switched to a non-superwash base for this yarn and many of their other yarns. Don't necessarily quote me on that because I'm not 1000% sure, but this would have been their before they made the switch, Rustic Fingering. And I will have all the information about all of my finished objects in the description box below. I will link up all my Ravelry pages. I'm just trying to think of the name of this colorway in the Rustic Fingering, and it's just not coming to me at the moment, but it will be for sure in my project page information on Ravelry. So this is finished object number 1, the Arbor Vitae sweater by Locatelli, knit in Rustic Fingering by Neighborhood Fiber Co. Love, love, love everything about the sweater, love everything about the yarn. 100,000,000,000% pleased with this knit. And And next up, we have the Love Note sweater by Tincan Knits. This was a Valentine's Day cast on, and it came off of my needles in March 2020, I think the week we went into lockdown. It was super close when I was traveling early March, and all I needed to do was weave in some ends and block it, and it was ready to go. Super quick knit, super enjoyable. I've talked about this sweater a lot in episode 2, so I will spare you too many of the details, but I will let you know that I knit it in the beautiful La Bien-Aimée yarn, merino singles held together with lace mohair yarn in the exclusive to Brooklyn Knits, Brooklyn General colorway of Bloodroot Red. So if you love this color as much as I do, head on over to Brooklyn General because that's the only place you can get it. La Bien-Aimée does not sell this colorway in her Paris shop. So, the Love Note sweater by Tincan Knits, an absolute favorite knit of 2020. I wear this one all the time. Love it so much. Next, we have my Ninilchik Swoncho by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks. This sweater I put on the needles in 2019, maybe over the summer, like May or June, something like that. And I just got started on it, and then it kind of languished for many, many, many months. But I finally picked it up again and got it off the needles in April or May of 2020. And in New York, I was still able to get enough wear out of this sweater at that time. So this now was a really interesting choice of colors for me. The yarn is Skacel Hikoo, and it's Kenzie actually. It's I think it's Hikoo Kenzie, or I'll have it exactly here. So I had all of these bright colors for it, and I picked them all out. They looked fantastic in the store, but I don't usually gravitate towards or I didn't before the sweater, gravitate towards super bright colors for such a large garment. Socks, I'll go all out on all the bright colors, but a big sweater like this, so yeah, I hadn't done it, and I was pretty nervous about it. I was knitting it and knitting it and knitting it, and I was like, I don't know, this seems a little crazy. But then I finished it, and I put it on, and I am absolutely in love with this thing. It's so funny how the green seems to be this random, like bright green color, but then you come outside and it pretty much matches the grass, right? I mean, it's a color that is found in nature. Now, it's not naturally dyed or anything, but it just amazes me how I look at something so bright and that just seems neon almost. But then I come outside and it just goes so well with the grass. And actually my husband is a really big fan of the colors of this sweater, which surprised me. I thought he was gonna be like, what's going on in that head of yours with those colors there? But yeah, super happy with how this one turned out. I've gotten a lot of wear out of this one. It is super comfy. The pattern is written for 2 sizes, and I knit the smaller of the 2 sizes. I just absolutely love this. So this was another big win for me this year. So that's 3 out of 4 sweaters. And that is my Ninilchik Swoncho by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks. And my final completed sweater of 2020 is my Aurora cardigan by Shiny Superhero of Copenhagen. So I absolutely love this cardigan. As you can see, is quite oversized. I'm sure I could have gotten away with knitting a size 2 or maybe the size 3, but with different yarn. I didn't swatch, things happen. But I absolutely love how it turned out. It's the perfect cozy sweater to wear over other cozy sweaters and just get all of those extra layers of warmth. So You guys, if you want to know more about this particular sweater, I have an entire video dedicated just to this sweater. And the yarn that I used was Jill Draper Make Stuff, Mohonk Light, all four of these awesome colors. So if you're interested in this sweater, head on over to that video and find out all about it. And that is my Aurora cardigan by Shiny Superhero. My last sweater of 2020. Everything else now is a whole bunch of small projects, so I think I will take you over and sit down and show those off in a second. Okay guys, I am back, and as you can see, I've got a whole table full of finished objects from 2020, everything that came off the needles in 2020. It's a bit chilly out here, so this hat was a 2019 knit, but I'm sticking it on my head so I can show you my other one. All right, before I get into all the little stuff, I did have Owen make his own little video of the sweaters and everything that I knit for him, because he kind of made out like a bandit this year in 2020 with the amount of knitted items that he has been gifted from mommy. I haven't watched it yet, but the filming of his video was more than a little bit crazy, so I'm not really sure what it's gonna come out looking like. So that being said, also in his little video, he just did little turns around and said, hi and bye really quick, and he didn't really talk about the sweaters. So I have 3 sweaters that I finished for Owen, and I'm just gonna mention them really briefly here. Okay, so first up was the Owen sweater, and this is a pattern by Knitterella. I love this sweater. I absolutely had to knit Owen a sweater called the Owen sweater, because I mean, you know, you have to do that. So it wasn't even something that I debated, obviously. He wears this sweater quite frequently. He's worn it for school pictures. He loves it because he feels like it was named after him. It's got O's all over it for Owen. Blue and orange are his favorite colors. I did talk about this in one of my earlier episodes. Don't remember which one, but basically the yarn I used, the navy blue and the white, was Berrocco Vintage. And then the brighter blue and the orange is Cascade Sport Superwash. Yeah. So that is the first knit that I made for Owen in 2020, was the Owen sweater by Knitterella. On my plans, my wish list plans, is to make a version for myself. And I probably will make this for him when he outgrows it. I will knit him probably the next size up, because I am pretty sure Knitterella has included sizes for this all the way up until adult. So I think basically for the rest of Owen's little life, he is, which I hope is very long, he will have an Owen sweater in whatever colors are his favorite at that moment in his life. So that's my plan. All right, so that is the Owen sweater. Next up is the Newt sweater by Storey, and I had this finished early fall, maybe October, I think, ish. I loved knitting this one. It was knit with Rowan's Soft Yak DK. I had never knit with that yarn before, and it is so soft and delicious. I absolutely love this sweater. Owen wears this one a lot too. He loves it because it's got a big lizard on it. So I have no problems getting him in this sweater. Super cute, highly recommend. Was an easy-ish knit, but only if you like to do seaming, because this one is knit in pieces. I love doing seaming, doesn't bother me. I think mattress stitch is super fun to do. So yeah, if you like to seam a sweater or just want to try your first seam sweater on a smaller scale, choose one of these. It has smaller sizes as well. This is a size 6 because Owen is 6 and that's what was gonna fit him. So yeah, super love this yarn. It's like a cotton yak blend, I think is what it is. And I love it. It is so soft. So that was the second sweater that I made for Owen this year. You guys all know all about this one because this is the most recently completed sweater. Is the Christmas sweater that Owen designed himself in his art class at school in his first grade classroom. So this just came off the needles Christmas Day, actually the first time, the Tuesday before Christmas, maybe 3 days before, so that he could wear to his holiday sweater, ugly or not day. But yeah, this is like my magnum opus of 2020. I mean, he gave me 16 days notice to execute his design for him, and that was a challenge. So yeah, it was the first sweater that I designed myself. I mean, technically Owen designed it, but I had to figure out how to design the pattern for it. So my 2021 plans include writing up a pattern and figuring out how to grade it to various sizes so that other people can enjoy Owen's Christmas sweater as well. Actually, I mean, I'll probably write the pattern for the sweater minus the Christmas tree bits, or encourage everybody to whip stitch on their own little decoration of choice if their child wants something. Otherwise, it's just a nice basic vertical striped sweater with a brioche hem, sleeve cuffs, and neckband. The thing that I am absolutely the most proud of this year is this sweater. So yeah, absolutely love this thing. Okay, so that takes us to smaller knitted finished objects. Let's start with this little hat. Last year, so I made this hat. I finished it in February. I think I gave this to him, to Owen, for Valentine's Day. And this is another one of those Top This hats. This is a Bumblebee, and last year in his kindergarten, he was in the Bumblebee class. So all of the kindergarten classes had like a symbol that they could recognize to say, oh, Bumblebee class, line up here. Pencil class was his pre-K class. So they all had a different thing that was easy for them to remember. So he was in the Bumblebee class, and so I knit him this Bumblebee hat, and it was so cute, and he absolutely loved it. And just like his other hats, I used the leftover bits to do the cuffs on mittens so that he had a matching pair of mittens. I think the main hand part of the mittens is just some acrylic black yarn for the hand part of the mittens. It is really chilly out here, so I'm going to try to go pretty quickly. Okay, so that was a February cast off, was this cute little Bumblebee hat. I guess I'll do all my hats first. So the next hat I made many months later. I only made this. This was a since my podcast started finished object, and I made Owen a blue and orange hat. You can tell blue and orange are his absolute favorite colors. I love this pom-pom. It is so soft and so bright blue. This is a Cascade color duo yarn, which is an alpaca merino blend. I think it's 70% alpaca, 30% merino wool. And I made him some, oh, they've got little bits of grass on them. I made him some matching mittens. And as soon as I gather another skein or two of this yarn, I plan to make him a matching scarf as well. I actually bought this yarn intending to make him a scarf, and then decided that I wasn't going to just make him a scarf. He needed a matching hat and mitts. So of course I started with the hat and mitts and still haven't started the scarf. So I don't know. And now I don't have enough yarn for the scarf. So this was November, a November project. And then the last hat that I made for Owen was this Tannenbaum hat that is pretty much the most fun thing I have ever made to sit on a person's head ever. I talked about this a lot in my last, one of my last couple of videos, I think maybe episode 7. This was a strong feature of that. So again, this is the Tannenbaum hat pattern, and then I just adorned it with all kinds of little light bulb beads, and I made some garland out of some scrubby yarn that is meant for dishes, but it works as tinsel. So, super fun hat. All right, since we're doing hats, I will go on to my next one here. And you guys know from seeing it on my podcast, if you have been keeping up, that this was my very first project that I have made out of my own hand spun yarn. So this hat has such special meaning to me. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. And so it is super cute. I love the pom-pom. And then I also made matching mittens, which I only had enough of my hand spun to do the cuffs. So I found some Berrocco Vintage in my stash, and I made the Antler mitts. The Antler Mittens by Tincan knits is the pattern that I used for this. So those were super fun. I love these. It is such a special project for me. And then my mom was the recipient also of a hat and mittens for Christmas. So I will put these on. I should keep this one on because it's super warm. Yeah, my hands are super cold. I might have to take a little break. Here, warm up for a few minutes. Okay, so these are also the Antler Mittens, and this was a project that I had done for my mom a couple of years ago, and they were way too big for her. So I redid these for her for Christmas, and I made them smaller so that they would fit her. She absolutely loves them now. And then I had yarn left over then to make her this hat, which is the Paris beanie. And I don't remember the designer's name, but I will have all of this information in my description box below this video. So those are all the hats and mittens that I made this year. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 hats that have matching mittens, and then that crazy Christmas tree hat. And Owen wears the, he wears some red mittens with it that match a Santa hat that I made him. So those mittens just kind of do double duty for those. Okay, so let me take a quick little break here, and then we'll talk about some other fun things that you see on the table. Hey guys, I am back, warmed up just a little bit, and I am ready to tell you about all of these socks over here. My first pair that I finished in 2020, I think I finished these around Valentine's Day. So this is Knitterella Things, and I don't remember the color. I will have to look it up, but Knitterella Things yarn. And so I thought it was super festive. They've got sparkles. I wore these for Christmas. So they were really fun Valentine's Day cast on, and just super great for all my red socks. I don't have a lot of red socks, so these were fun to make. All right, so that was the first pair of socks that I finished. And then the next pair came off the needles probably also sometime in February. I made Dragonfly Fibers Horton Here's a Who colorway. I love these things. They are so fun. I think I picked up this yarn maybe at the 2018 Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival, and so I finally knit it up. So I made a pair for me, and I also made a little pair for Owen because I always have a bit of yarn left over. I actually really like how Owen's turned out because I always give him a little contrasting heel and toe. Well, not always, but often I do. It helps me stretch my yarn a bit to get that second pair of socks out. So those are another finished object, matching Mommy and Owen's socks. This next pair was a super fun sock that I did. This is like a 2 by 1. Did I knit the whole? I don't know what I did. It looks like I like did a, I don't remember what pattern I used for it. But it's basically a ribbing, like all the way down, all the way around the sock, and then on the instep of the foot, and then stockinette on the bottom of the foot. So I'll have to look up what pattern I use because I don't even remember at all. And then the yarn, that fun rainbow yarn, is 3 Irish Girls in Rocket Man. And then the heels and toes I did in Knitterella Things. And so I have this fun pair for me, and I also made a little matching pair for Owen. And Owen's socks, I always do the half pint socks pattern for him because they fit him really well. So his does not have ribbing. And then I usually do a contrasting heel and toe for him. So these were super fun. These are some of my favorites to wear. Next was a colorway that caught my eye from Desert Vista Dye Works, and they caught my eye actually because of all the blue and orange in them. I immediately thought of Owen, and so that just means that I get socks too, because I can get out of a 400-gram skein of yarn, I can get a pair of socks for me because I've got size 5.5 feet, super tiny, and I always have enough left to make Owen a pair of socks as well. The colorway was called something like Nurses Are Our Heroes, something like that. It was celebrating the nurses who are working during quarantine and putting their lives at risk ahead of their own to help everybody else who's been getting sick from COVID. So that was the inspiration behind this one. And I didn't do the contrasting heels and toes on Owen's for this one. I just knit them the same as mine. Super cute. And then the next pair that I have just is a pair that I knit only for Owen. These are Knit Picks Felici, and I got a whole bunch of Felici, but I only got like 1 50-gram ball because my idea was to just make socks for Owen using those. So I did not have enough to also make myself a pair of socks, but I think I want to say these were called like Rugby or something, and super, oops, just dropped it. Super cute pair of socks for him. I did some Halloween socks using, I don't remember the name of the colorway, maybe it was called Haunted, I'm not really sure, but it's Knitterella Things, and it was one of her Halloween colorways that I had picked up in 2018, I think, right after Halloween, or maybe 2019, right after Halloween, a year or two ago. And so I finally made some Halloween socks for me and also for Owen. So he loves these because there's so much orange in them. And Halloween is pretty much his favorite holiday because candy. It might even be better than Christmas for him. Not sure. Finally, I know that you guys have all seen these before because they have been featured on my podcast. And these are socks that I made for me using Knitterella Things, again, in her Sleepy Pumpkin Patch colorway. And this is my first ever pair of Afterthought heel socks. And I'm not gonna lie, I love the way that they look with keeping the stripes intact and everything, but they don't fit as great as my heel flap socks. They just don't. I don't know. I mean, I'll try again. I think I needed to knit them maybe a little tiny bit longer than I thought. I'm sure that I'll give Afterthought heels another go in 2021. But I love these socks. Colorway is fantastic. I absolutely love the colorway. Knitterella Things, Julia knocks it out of the park every time. And so I have a little matching pair for Owen. His is not using Afterthought heels. His just has the regular like little heel flap and gusset and heel turn. So, but I tried to make his stripes pretty much intact because I just, for that bit, used a contrasting heel. My husband got one sock in 2020. This sock was a 2019 sock that I gave him for Christmas. He is a huge Charlie Brown fan. And so I wanted to make him Charlie Brown socks. And I had this idea in my head forever. And so last Christmas, I had one done. And then they sat. Until Owen got cast as Linus in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown this fall. And so I used theater time to make him the second sock. And I got these done in time for his birthday. So yeah, these things are huge. So yeah, they're really big, but I love them. He loves them. The yarn for this is Ba Savannah, which is her base that has the cashmere in it, the MCN blend. And then the black bits are Patons, I don't know how to say it, but just Kroy that you get at like Michael's or Joann's or something. Those are all the socks I made in 2020. So let's count. There's one for my husband. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for me, 6 pairs for me, and 6 pairs for Owen. So that is 26 socks knit up in 2020. That's not too bad. I do have to go warm up my hands before I have my last little bit of finished objects for you guys. Okay, I am back for my final round of show and tell for the last of my finished objects of 2020. And I think that anybody that has seen pictures of Owen on Instagram will immediately know that these are a crowd favorite. And of course, this is Bunny and Mouse. When I knit these guys up, I had no idea that these cuties were gonna become my son's best, most precious friends in the world. I just had no idea. But he takes Bunny and Mouse everywhere. He named them. Said, what do you want to name this guy? Bunny. What are you gonna name this one? Mouse. Really good names, right? Yeah, so Bunny and Mouse, they go everywhere with him. If he is not allowed to take Bunny and Mouse somewhere, he carries a picture of them with him. It is the most precious, adorable thing ever in the entire universe. So, all right. At Easter time, I think it was Easter Day, actually, because I had planned to knit up a little bunny to put in Owen's Easter basket for Easter. I just didn't get around to it. I don't know. The world was crazy. The world is still crazy, but I don't know. My knitting mojo at that time was kind of not happening so much. So I really did want to make him a little bunny. And for Christmas last year, I had gotten the Arne and Carlos favorite designs book. And in there is his Easter bunny, or their Easter bunny pattern. And so I got out that book and I made Bunny. And as I was knitting this guy up, Owen was just loving him. I was thinking he was kind of coming out kind of weird looking. Like you can see, I'm not the greatest at embroidering faces. That part needs some work, some serious work. But Owen just fell in love with this bunny and he was like, I love him, I want him. So then they also had little patterns in their book to make a little sweater. So I took the same Cascade yarn that I used for both of Owen's sweaters that I showed you already, and I knit Bunny up his own little orange and blue striped sweater because Owen said his sweater needed to be orange and blue stripes. So that's what I did. So, and then Bunny was born. And so for a while, it was just Bunny that went everywhere. I mean, at first, honestly, Bunny kind of sat in his room. He played with him a little bit, but he wasn't like his best buddy. Then, at some point, he started carrying him more. But then I, at fiber share time, made a different version of this little mouse in some different yarn to send to my fiber share partner because she had just had a baby girl. And so I wanted to send her just a little toy for her. And so I made her this little Bonnie wee mouse. And Owen was so jealous that it wasn't for him that I of course promised him to make his own mouse. And that's kind of really the moment that Bunny and Mouse were born, because as soon as Bunny had a playmate, these two have ever since then. So I think that was maybe July, over the summer. And yeah, ever since July, these two guys, well, he'll tell you Mouse is a girl because that's what he decided. He decided Bunny is a boy and Mouse is a girl, and that's totally fine. Yeah, so these two guys just, he goes to bed with them every night. They come everywhere. They have their own voices. We have to be Bunny and Mouse all the time, my husband and I. Always, he wants Bunny and Mouse involved in everything. They're like the three musketeers, Owen and Bunny and Mouse. So I'd say, hands down, the most loved of my knitted objects this year are these guys. And that just, it makes me so happy. You never really know how a knit gift is going to be received. And when they are received with as much love and pure joy as Owen has accepted these guys, there's just nothing better. So yeah, that's it. And I mean, I will knit him other stuffies, of course, but these guys they're just kind of like a duo, and I don't think anybody else is really going to be able to join them. So I'm a little bit hesitant. I think they kind of need to be like their own little duo for a while longer. So guys, that is everything. Yeah, I mean, I felt way less productive this year, honestly, in terms of knitting. And I really think it's because I did not complete very many sweaters for myself. I mean, 4 is still a lot, but it didn't seem like I was churning them out like I was last year. But I'm still really pleased with my knitting productivity. I did get a lot of socks done. I got these guys done. I mean, all of these smaller projects happened in between the larger ones, and they are loved. The socks are loved, the hats are loved, the mittens are loved, everything is loved. And I think that's, you just can't ask for anything better than that. So yeah, I guess that ends my finished objects video segment. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me. I've got lots of plans for 2021, and if we can hit 500 subscribers, I do have a giveaway planned already, set to go. So I think we're around 350 now, and if we can just get 150 more subscribers, then I will be able to announce my giveaway. So that'll be a really fun way to kick off 2021. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm freezing. I have got to go inside. I'll see you guys all later. Thank you for hanging out with me, and have a great day. Bye.
Hi, I'm Owen, and I want to tell you how much I love these hat and mittens. My mommy knit all these. Bye.
Wait, what is it? Can you do a close-up of the Bumblebee? Yeah. So this is DMC Top This Bumblebee hat, and I made him some matching mittens.
Wow! I'm Owen, and I am wearing my Owen sweater.
By Knitterella.
My Knitterella.
What do you love about your Owen sweater?
I love because the O's match my name.
Yeah? What about the colors?
The colors, blue and orange, I like them.
want a spinorama?
Yeah.
Do a little spin so everybody can see.
Whoa.
All right, is this a favorite sweater?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hi, this is Owen, and I want to tell you about my Newt sweater.
The Newt sweater is by Martin Storey. And what colors is it?
Blue and red!
Yeah, blue and red. What do you like about this sweater?
I like it because it's one of my favorite animals. Can you
Lizards?
guess what it is?
What is it?
Lizard! Wow! I'm so happy! Don't tell me yet! I'm so happy!
All right.
These are Bunny and Mouse. Hi,
Bunny and Mouse.
Hi. We are stuffed animals.
Are they your best friends?
Mm-hmm.
Do they go everywhere with you? Almost?
Almost, yes.
Why are they your
Yes.
best friends?
Because I love Owen.
Who made those for you?
Mommy, over here. Let's introduce you to Mommy. And Matt.
Hi, I'm Mommy.
Yes, you forgot to say, I like warm hugs.
Huh?
I like warm hugs. And I love warm hugs.
That's hola. Silly.
I like
Okay, can you
hola.
hold up Bunny very slowly and show off Bunny? Does Bunny have his own hand knit sweater?
Yeah.
Does it match your Owen sweater?
No.
Well, it's the same yarn.
Almost. Not almost, but
And does Mouse have a sweater?
no, I'm naked.
That's silly. All right.
Hi, I'm Owen, and I love to show you this picture. What I made, is this sweater.
The sweater. What are you wearing?
The sweater.
Where did you make the sweater?
At art class.
What's on your sweater?
Christmas tree present.
What's on the present?
A turtle.
And there's Christmas tree lights. And can you tell me about the colors?
The colors are blue, orange, green, red, yellow, and teal.
Did you ask Mommy to make this for you?
Yeah,
How come?
because I just loved it. So I just
And
wanted to
how
hug
did I
you. Good.
Thumbs up? Hey, what's on your head?
A hat.
With a super fun blue pom-pom? Yeah?
Oh.
What's on your hands?
What's on my hands?
Yeah.
Mittens.
Mittens.
Hi, I'm Owen, and I want to show you these. Bye. Hi, I'm Owen, and I want to show you these next. Hi, I'm Owen, and I want to show you these third. Hi, I'm Owen, and I want to show you these socks next. I want to show you these next.
All right.
Here, these. I want to tell you about all of these socks.
All right. What are you going to tell us about them?
I really love them, and I care for them, and I really love to wear them on my stinky feet.
Do you have a favorite out of all of these?
Mm-hmm.
Which ones are your favorite? These maybe?
These.
Those?
These
The
are my
Halloween
favorite.
socks? By Knitterella Things.
Bye, Knitterella Things.
Thanks,
Bye,
Julia.
Knitterella Things.
All right.
Hi, I'm Owen, and I want to tell you about all these socks. And Mommy made these this year. Hi, I'm Owen, and I love this Christmas hat. Bye.
Can you tell me about it?
I just knit it.
Can you say bye, everyone?
No, I'm not. Bye, everyone.
Hey, Owen.
Hi.
What do you think of that huge pile of stuff all together there?
I think it's cool.
You think it's cool? Does it look like Mommy made you a lot of stuff? Yeah? When you see it all together, can you tell me your favorites? Bunny and Mouse. Yeah? What else? Have any other favorites? Your Christmas tree sweater? Your Christmas tree hat? Your orange and blue hat? Or are these socks? What are you pointing to now? Talk to me.
This.
This. This.
And this. And this.
Do you like everything?
Yeah.
Is there anything you don't like in there? Or it's all really good? You don't like the socks?
Yeah, because you only make me socks, not any more friends for Bunny and Mouse.
You want more friends for Bunny and Mouse? Do I make you too many socks?
Yeah.
But you always like to have socks that match me, I thought.
Yes.
Yes?
But I don't want any more.
Oh, okay.
Except for the sparkly ones.
Oh, except for the rainbow sparkly ones that I'm working on? Okay.
Can I pick up Bunny and Mouse?
Yep, pick them. Yep. Take them inside, get them warmed up. They've been freezing long enough.
Bye.
They're the best, right?